2013, I went to the Gamescom just to see the Gamescom for the first time in my life, and I wanted to see the StarCraft tournament, this WCS there. And I stood in the crowd, and in the same like hall, there was another esports title, and people were like really excited about it. And I was like, what are they doing? They're streaming so loud. So what are they watching? And they watched League of Legends, like season 3. And then I looked over that and was like, these people are so hyped, I have to try out this game.
You know their gaming names. But who are they really? Take a look with us under the hood. Welcome to the 9th episode of Under the Hood. I'm Tien, your host, and today we have the last member of the coaching staff on site, which is our analyst or head of analysts, Nico Blueknight. Jannet.
Yeah, hello guys.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm fine, I'm doing good.
Yeah. There's one really big topic right now, which is the COVID-19 thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you can explain to people what we're doing here in the office to protect ourselves, and also like what changed for the environment and everything around the team.
All right. So yeah, we have some signs over at every place in the office. So do wash your hands, and please wash your hands, and proper education and how to do it, like with running water. I posted something like that on Twitter also, and you stole the tweet. So
No, I didn't steal anything.
Maybe. And yeah, what we do, like we are mainly at our office. Players directly go from their apartments to here. Coaches the same. And yeah, it's not much going out because obviously that's bad. And stay inside, guys, so you don't spread anything.
So the players and staff only are at home, which is, a provided apartment from us anyways, where they are living together. So the players have one apartment, and the staff have kind of like a own apartment. Yeah. Besides you, since you live,
I live with my dad. Yeah.
But yeah, they just move from office to apartment and back and forth, right?
Yes, exactly.
So yeah. Anything else that is like different? I mean, except us playing online, I guess.
Obviously, we have like not the studio games and not the travel there, which has different pros and cons, right? And other than that, it's just a bit boring not to do stuff outside, I guess.
Yeah,
and you can go for like a run or walk and that, but not like restaurants and stuff like this.
And yeah, I guess some of the staff also is not in the house if they don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. Like we are only the players and the necessary crew, and
All right. Did you listen to any episodes before?
I think I listened to every episode.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite so far?
I don't really know. I think all of them had some good points. Like mostly when people were like talking about like themselves, like their history story, or like the thoughts they have up their mind. That was good content.
What was one thing that surprised you that you didn't know before?
What surprised me?
Like something specific where you were like, oh, I never knew that, or wow, really?
I didn't knew what was Freddy doing before esports, that he studied like sports science or something.
I didn't know that either.
But it's quite a surprise. But it's very fitting, I think. So
yeah, but I mean, I know this guy or work with him for like I don't know how many years now, and that was the first time I heard that. I was like, "What, you?" Because I knew he studied, right? But I thought it was something like computer science or something like that. So he has the same background as Isma. Did it open up like a new picture about him? Like, oh, now it makes sense.
I mean, it's really fitting. Like, I didn't saw him like as a tech guy or like in computer science, but yeah, it's like really good spot for him to have a bit of experience. I don't know how long he did it, but
he said he was almost done with the bachelor.
Oh, okay.
But do you see like his approach now? Like you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense now that he approaches things like this.
I mean, I always saw him as like a really thoughtful person in that regard. Like, but yeah.
Okay. So I expect the best answers from you right now, since you listen to every podcast.
Okay.
10 quick questions.
Exactly.
So let's go. Question number 1. What's your favorite food and drink?
Okay, favorite food and drink. And this is actually a difficult question because my favorite food and drink changes depending on the situations I'm in. Like on some days I'm like, okay, like having cold cola on a really sunny hot day is like really nice. Or if you go to like if you go swimming and then you have like some fries with ketchup, mayonnaise, that's
so good.
like really good. But in general, like I also like sushi a lot. It's
okay,
probably...
but what's your favorite food and drink? If it changes from day to day, it can't be your favorite.
Okay, so I think the all-time favorite has to be kebab.
Like döner kebab?
Yeah, döner kebab. Dürüm, like the roll thing. Like not the half bread, like the whole roll. It's probably as big as your forearm or something, like where my local kebab place does it. And they have like...
You're local?
Yeah.
Wait, you're from Hamburg like me, right?
Exactly.
But the Berlin kebab is 10 times better. How can you say local?
No. I mean, I have like my place in Hamburg, which I still rate higher than the Berlin kebab.
Which one is it?
It's Ali Döner.
Ali? Okay, never. Yeah. You ever heard of Batman on Steindam?
I went to Batman like 2 or 3 times. It's really good.
Okay. So, what was the best kebab that you ever ate?
The best kebab I ever ate
in your life?
In my life. It's difficult. I think last year we went to like a Hüya kebab here.
So with N-Rated.
With N-Rated and Academy guys.
And who else was there with us?
I don't know.
Was Ibo
N-Rated, HQ, I think Kiki's girlfriend and you. I think Ibo wasn't with us. Like just us.
Okay.
4.
So.
And yeah, that was really good.
So that was your best kebab ever?
Yeah, because it was like really nice actually.
But you didn't take the dürüm, right?
No.
You should take the dürüm there. That's really good.
Okay, nice. Now I have something to do when Corona's done.
I mean, we could get... I think they still like give it out.
Okay.
So yeah. Shout out. People should order more right now to save all the restaurants.
Yeah, that's actually a big thing. Like ordering stuff.
Okay. So yeah, your answer sounded like really prepared. What's your favorite drink then?
My favorite drink. I think there's like a lemonade called San Pellegrino. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Like it's really good and it's not as sweet as like cola or Fanta or something.
Is it better than homemade lemonade?
Yeah, actually, I think.
You think? Really?
I think so.
Okay.
I value it really high.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Question number 2. Who's your favorite League of Legends champion?
Favorite champion? Okay, I think overall, favorite champion is Malzahar.
Malzahar?
Yeah.
Easy to play?
I mean, yeah, kind of, but he has like some nitty-gritty skill cap things. Like you can block skill shots with your void links. You can like have the silence in the right places so the enemy like walks into it and then can't cast the spells. Like there are some things you can do with him. Have like little skill expression. So it's not that point and clicky, but of course, yeah, a little bit. But I just like the aura when you play the champion. Like you have all this voidling army spawning. You have a lot of range. You can duel some people with your ult, which is kind of unfair. And I like the unfair side. Honorable mention would be Silas, because I always had this issue that I want to play different champions every game, right? It's kind of like what I like. So Silas gives me kind of leeway into it, that I can have like different ultimate every game. So it's interesting always. It's also like a cool character story. Like,
what's your favorite ultimate to steal?
Favorite ultimate to steal? Like I thought when set came out, it was really funny to like steal the set ult as Silas, but Larson said, yeah, it's not that nice actually. And if I thought about it, yeah, probably not. I think now ultimate is the big thing, like the game changer, because there's like kind of high AP scaling and it gets like transferred. Also the AD scaling from him into AP scaling. So
Who? Sorry, I didn't get
Gnar.
the champion. Gnar.
So you don't have the ramp up time for Mega Gnar, so you just steal the Gnar ult and jump in, flash E, and then you have 5 people.
I just remember the Excel game from last split.
Yeah.
There was some dirty Silas Gnar.
Yeah.
But for the Malzahar mains, how is he doing right now in the current meta?
Malzahar mains. I think he actually could have a really niche place, some spots, because he's like ramping up, and if you have like more HP stacking, like this bruiser and tanks, like melee champions, then can deal quite well with him. But I don't know how he behaves like in lane at competitive. I think for solo queue, people can pick him up if they want to. Like it's a good basic champ to learn also.
Okay, let's guess. When do you think he's gonna come back in competitive?
Okay,
that's a time frame. What's your
I tell you, there will be a Malzahar in summer split.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to bet? Okay, we're not allowed to bet. No betting.
That's not the betting because I could influence it. Right?
Oh no. Let's do if you lose, you give me a pizza.
I mean, yeah, we can do that.
Self-made pizza.
Yeah. I mean, of course, like you can just come over and I make some pizza and you get
some
slices.
What do I need to do if I lose?
I think you can invite me for kebab. It's fair.
Okay, that's good deal.
Okay,
let's do that. Question number 3. What do you love the most about being a professional esports player? I could ask you that, but let's say professional.
Okay, so professional in esports. I mean, I think the big thing for me is actually that I like that every day has like different things inside, and you never exactly knew what's happening. I like that, and also the competitive aspect. Like you have like all the preparation for the big matches, and then you have something where you can like transcend your your energy to. That's actually really nice. Also, I always said that I don't want a job where I have to wake up at like 6 or something in the morning. So esport is kind of fitting in that regard. When I was remote, I was like waking up at 11 or something and just turning on the computer, do some research, and then watch scrims. And now that I'm here, like I have to come to the office. It's 11, so
okay. So next time we do a podcast with you, we start at 6.
Sure. Should you?
I forgot to mention that you're also our substitute, because that's what I was saying. Like, I guess people don't know you too much. So yeah, that was what I was hinting at with the player thing.
In case of emergency, I'm always prepared.
We can discuss this substitute thing later, since you're stealing my spot. Question number 4. What do you hate the most about being a professional esports player?
Okay, so what I hate the most is actually it's quite time consuming, right? Like you spend a lot of time like watching scrims as an analyst, also like analyzing the opponent teams and stuff, and like you spend all this time here and then you're like not as freed up as like maybe someone who's studying right now, like my mutual friends, and they have like they have like time, and I mean, yeah, in some years they will be done and then they will work and probably are more occupied, but I feel like if you're studying, then you have like some leeway and the time where you don't have exams, and they can just hang out in the evenings and such, and but we keep up with Skyping. So
I mean, if you wake up at 6, you can also have like half a day off.
Yeah, but it's in the morning. I don't know. Like I feel like it's nicer to have like some afternoons free or something. Like they don't even have all the 5 days of studying. Like sometimes Thursday is like a free day, and then you can do something like Wednesday evening and have the whole Thursday to chill, like, you know.
But I would assume you would just play League of Legends if you have free time in the afternoon.
Sometimes yes, but actually like I like to go out and then eat something or go to the cinema and like just meet with friends, hang outside, or ride a bike a lot, like in Hamburg, and
Next question would be, you can morph into a League of Legends champion in real life. Which champion would you choose and why?
Actually, I made this decision like some years ago. Like I saw this question somewhere, and I thought Twisted Fate is like the obvious answer, because if you can teleport everywhere, you save so much time in your day that like it has like kind of low cooldown, right? So I can like save so much time during the day without having to travel anywhere, like not taking buses or trains, or like I can be back and forth between countries in like some seconds. So it's really nice. And also like I used to do some magic tricks when I was younger, like card tricks. And he's like obviously a card mage, so
You could also track everyone down with the old.
Yeah, like I see where everyone is. Like it's
a bit scary.
Yeah, but maybe as an analyst, knowing where everything is, it's like also like a scouting.
So you want
tool,
to
right?
know? Okay. Which player did you also choose TF? Since you said you listened to everyone.
Yeah, Wender also choose TF. He also said he get like some free money, nice card tricks at parties. I mean, he's not wrong. I think he made the best decision.
Yeah. What's the next question? If you already know.
Oh,
yeah, don't listen at my.
I'm blanking.
Okay. Question number 6. When you prepare for a match, do you have any routines or changed routines?
Yeah, not rituals anymore. Okay.
Rituals.
So my routines on the game day, it's that I wake up and listen to music already, and then like my specific playlists, and then go to like a juice shop and I buy like a ginger shot with curcuma. So it's like a really nice drink. I drink in the morning before I go here, and afterwards they give out like some pineapple to like sweeten the taste, because like ginger curcuma is like really heavy and thing to drink. But yeah, that freshes me up, and it's also nice to talk to the guy. He's like super nice. He's like asking me, well, what do you do? And I told him about esports, and he was like, oh, that's cool. And he always wishes us like, yeah, best of luck for your games, have many wins. And I'm like getting into a good mood then.
Is it the store at the corner at Kantstraße?
It's called Saftpresse, I think.
Oh, okay. No, it's not the same. What's your favorite music genre?
Favorite music genre? I mean, I don't really have a favorite genre. I have like some artists I really like, which are Queen, like the old school, like some playlists there, and then Eminem's also one of my favorites, and then some like German.
Eminem's? Are there multiple ones?
No, Eminem, like the one and only Slim Shady, and then Faber, who is like from Switzerland.
Yeah. Did you see the Queen movie?
The Queen movie, yes, I really liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It felt like like a really nice. Like the actor did like a really good job to make it feel real, and it has like a nice flair.
Did you listen to Queen before already?
Yes, of course. Like it's like I think since I was young. Like one of the first things I listened to, I found like a CD of Queen when I was really young and put it into the CD player and was like, oh, it's like nice jam.
Okay, so what's your favorite Queen song of all time?
My favorite Queen song? I Want to Break Free. I like that one.
Nice. Question number 8. What's your favorite game of all time?
League of Legends.
Besides League of Legends.
Oh, besides League of Legends. It's a hard question.
Valorant. No, just kidding.
I think besides League of Legends, I would maybe say Anno actually.
Anno. Which Anno?
Which Anno?
All Annos.
All Annos, but especially 1503 and 1702.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's too slow for me.
Too slow?
I mean, I came from Command and Conquer and everything, so it's so slow.
It's a really chill game.
No, you can't. No, not for me.
All right.
So Anno, are you still playing it?
I mean, I try out like the new games and play like to the campaign, but I don't spend like that many hours into it anymore. Like the old titles, I was like, they had like online play already. It was on the time when internet came like up consistently, and you had like your router and plug in the LAN cable, and then had internet and could play against others with others, and there I spent like lots of time.
How are your FPS skills?
My FPS skills, I think they're kind of okay, because
okay, so we're not gonna play Valorant with you.
I mean, I recently learned a lot about CS:GO.
Do you play CS:GO?
Yeah.
How good are
I
you?
just picked it up, and I would say.
Oh, you never played CS before?
I mean, I played I don't know,
1.6?
two or three games, 1.6 with friends or something, but not often. So
okay, so I don't play Valorant with you.
All right.
Question number 9. Imagine you are stranded on a lonely island. What 3 items would you take with you?
Okay, the lonely island question. So,
yes, I expect the best answer now.
Yeah. Actually, I thought about it. And there's 2 ways. Either you stay on the lonely island, then you obviously need a knife and some plastic paper, so you can use it to prepare a shelter for you, put it over your top
What's
so you don't.
Plastic paper?
Like a plastic plant,
okay. What is plastic paper?
Yeah. You roll it out and then you can store water.
The plane.
Yeah, plan. Exactly.
German word, plane.
Okay. And then something to create fire with. Fire is quite important, I think.
What? 3 specific things.
Fire first, like a thing where you have 2 fire stones and you can make fire.
But there's 2 items, 2 stones.
No, it's connected.
No. That doesn't exist.
No, it exists. It's an item. You have 2 stones and there's something in between, and then you snap it between your fingers, and it makes a little spark.
Okay, so that's your 3 items.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can also go to the way that you want to leave the island as soon as possible, and then you need a mobile transmitter or something to send the signal out, and maybe some food and.
Okay, but that's more than 3 items. So
no, I mean it's the other way. If you leave as soon as possible, you don't need the plastic. You don't need to make fire.
But how are you gonna drink water?
I mean, I can use the plastic thing to catch water from the rain. I can also.
What if it never rains there?
Yeah, then I can also use the water from the ocean and just cook it with the fire I made. So.
You cook it?
Yeah.
And then you only have salt?
Hmm?
If you cook it, you're only left with salt.
No, you put the plastic on top of it, and then the drops will the how is it called? If you heat water, then there's
evaporation.
Evaporation, exactly, and then you catch that.
I'm just messing with you.
Catch the drops there.
You don't need to explain. Which key is best for Flash, D or F?
It's F.
Did you see the Reddit post last week about LCK and LCS?
People are discussing, and I think in LCK people are more using F, and in LCS it's more D, I think.
What do you think how it is in an LEC? Did someone make a LEC post? I didn't saw it.
I didn't saw it either.
You should do it. It's free karma.
Free karma? I don't actually go to Reddit. I don't have an account, something, and post things. I just watch sometimes.
Sure. I saw a Blueknight account before.
Really, you did?
That was you. I know it was you.
I mean, there are so many Blueknight.
You shit posting rogue 24/7. I can see.
I actually have in my league friend list, I have 3 Blueknights. Where could make almost a Blueknight team.
So did you meet them randomly and then edit them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. One of them is bronze, I think, and one of them was
who's the best Blueknight?
Gold one. I'm the best one, of course. Yeah.
Is your name Blueknight? Is there numbers attached or anything like that?
Yeah, Blueknight 13 is my in-game name.
Go add him.
The standard Blueknight is taken.
Go add him. He plays games for you guys.
No. I mean, maybe. Yeah, sure. If you want to play, now I have time.
All right. Let's start with the interesting part.
Okay.
Because I have no clue about your history.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So how did you get into esports? Is it going to be a long or a short story?
I mean, depending on where you want to start.
Let's start with how did you get into gaming?
Okay, how did I get into gaming?
What was your first game that you played, and how did it start?
I had a keychain, and the keychain had a little thing on it where you could play a really poor version of Super Mario that only had one repetitive printed level. So you could only jump out of the same boxes all the time. It was super boring, but that was the first video game-ish thing.
How old were you?
I don't know. I was 3 or 4, really, really young.
You already had a keychain.
Yeah, just to play around with it.
Okay.
And then later, like I think when I was 6 or something, I got like a Game Boy Advanced and played different games like Super Mario there and racing games and Pokemon, obviously. I think Pokemon was the big one then.
How old are you actually? I actually don't know.
I mean, I was born in 98, so I'm 21 right now, and it was like 2004.
Wow. You're still young.
Yeah.
Okay, but Pokemon, how old? You were like really young when Pokemon was. Wait, Pokemon was like 99, I think. Right? I think Pokemon was 99. 96.
I mean, yeah, like I think there was like something called Leaf Green and Fire Red.
Oh, okay. So
like
you're not like a real OG with.
I'm not the OG.
I think it came out in 99. I think it came out 96 in Japan, but it took like time until it reached Europe.
So I played this Leaf Green game a lot and theory crafted like my teams and played against others like local and stuff like that. And then I had like obviously like new Nintendo and Wii and stuff like this. And then we have like some years later, I think like 2006, I was 8, I had like a computer and I was like playing Anno at this computer because we randomly bought that game. And then I think my father bought FIFA for the computer. I was playing
FIFA for the computer.
Yeah, so
who plays FIFA on the computer?
Yeah, it's me. Like I played FIFA
on a keyboard
with a keyboard. Yes.
Oh my god.
Like I have shooting on D, passing on S. Like tackle on D, of course, if you're not in possession of the ball.
That's why you don't want to play FIFA here in the office, right? On PlayStation.
I mean, I played sometimes, but I made the switch to the controller. Obviously, after like playing FIFA to like FIFA 10, I think I switched to controller. But the 4 years past, I played it with the keyboard actually and mouse. Like you point with the mouse and then you press the buttons on the keyboard.
Okay. Let's move on, please.
Change topic.
Change topic, please. How can you play FIFA with a keyboard? So you got your first PC. You didn't play FIFA. What was the first game that you played on it?
I mean, I said it was Anno. Like
Anno, okay.
And I played that a lot, like a strategy game. And then, let's get into the esport part. Like later on, I got like my own computer, and I played like MMORPG. It was quite nice. So
which game?
Called Fiesta Online.
Fiesta Online.
Yeah,
I never heard of this game before.
It's like a really small random game, but I had a lot of friends playing it, so I played this game, and this already introduced me to like things like mana and like cooldowns and like the fighting. Thing is actually quite similar to League of Legends. Like you click around with your mouse to control your character and stuff like this. And played this a lot. And I was always very much into the competitive aspect. Like I tried to have like the best gear for competitive and did like little tournament things inside of the game. You could like sign up your guild and compete on like a map. And then a friend introduced me to StarCraft 2, which just got released. It's like 2010 or something, maybe 11, like Wings of Liberty. And then I was like, okay, this is an RTS game again. So I started playing StarCraft a lot. And I saw like StarCraft had this competitive scene, which was really, really huge in Korea. And I was like, oh, that's like really, really nice because like this competition and computer games together is like something I was like looking for actually. And then I thought like this is cool. You have like the ladder you can play and you can like watch competitive games and they have like huge crowd and things like this.
So you started watching esports because of StarCraft 2?
Exactly, because of StarCraft 2.
Who was your favorite StarCraft 2 player?
My favorite StarCraft 2 player, Jaedong.
Jaedong? Which team was he on?
Zerg. He was on Evil Geniuses.
Oh, okay.
Like it was the time I remember him, but he
wasn't the best Zerg player. Wasn't Hyun the best Zerg player?
I mean, I think Jaedong was like one of the OGs. Like he was really good in StarCraft 1, like in just StarCraft and like Broad War. And I think later on he like declined a bit. But I mean, Hyun had a really good peak later on, if I remember correctly. Like he was a rocket, right?
Yeah. That's what I mentioned.
Actually, I kind of mirrored my playstyle to Jan's
So
playstyle.
you're Zerg player.
Yeah, I'm a Zerg player.
Dirty Zerg players.
Yeah, I just tried all the races, and Zerg is the one I like the most because it's
Protoss for the win.
a Protoss player.
Of course, man.
I mean, it's Zerg is like a reactive race, kind of. So you like see and scout what your enemy does, and then you
What? You didn't just
figure out
rush?
a good plan. I mean, sometimes like you have to cheese your enemy, but otherwise, and
Zergling rush.
no, I'm more for like Roach, Hydra. Composition.
You remember Korean 4-gate? I just Korean 4-gate everyone.
Oh my god,
That was so fun.
all right.
So how high were you in StarCraft?
How high? I had peaks into Diamond.
Diamond?
Yeah.
I was Diamond too, I think.
Oh, nice.
All right, then how did it continue after StarCraft 2?
Okay, after StarCraft 2. It's actually during StarCraft 2 because 2013 I went to the Gamescom just to see the Gamescom for the first time in my life, and I wanted to see the StarCraft tournament, this WCS there. And there was Jadon playing, and well, it's like Bomber, Taja, like some StarCraft players. Like, and I stood in the crowd, and in the same like hall, there was another esports title, and people were like really excited about it. And I was like, what are they doing? They're streaming so loud. So what are they watching? And they watched League of Legends, like season 3. And then I looked over that and was like, these people are so hyped. I have to try out this game because it looks fun and people are like so excited. And then came back, actually downloaded League of Legends, but I didn't play it for some time. Even gave away like my Gamescom skin codes to a friend because I was like, I will continue playing StarCraft, I think. But then I started playing League of Legends and season 4 really, and that hooked me on to esports and League and like League of Legends in general.
So esports brought you to League of Legends?
Yes.
I think you're the only person that I know that watched esports first and then went to League of Legends.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a crazy story.
So League of Legends should come back to Gamescom maybe?
I mean, maybe. Like I thought it was cool there, but I think it outgrew kind of the capacities they have. Because Gamescom in general is like already really stacked, and if you have like League of Legends, there would be so many people coming. Like I already remember, like I went there like a year later or something when they were still there, in like 2014, and I sat like outside and watched on the screen because I couldn't even get to the hall where it was played in. So
yeah, that was our fault.
Okay.
Oh,
your fault.
Our booth was
the rocket booth was.
Our booth was in the same
escalation
hall.
pure. Like,
they closed down the hall because of us.
Thank you.
So you actually saw me before then, I guess.
Yeah.
You came to our booth?
I think so. I got like, I don't know, a cap or something maybe.
Really? So we met before?
I think so.
That's good to know. So you gave away your skin code. Which skin codes were back then? Right, Blitzcrank?
Yeah, I think it was Blitzcrank that I gave away.
And some other, they always had to. Right, Blitzcrank and probably, I don't remember what they had. Yeah, but that was cool always to get some skin codes.
Yeah.
Maybe because for us, I think Gamescom is so normal because we're in Germany, right? Can you maybe explain what Gamescom is? I think that's kind of interesting because it's actually huge.
Gamescom is in Cologne, and they have like this messe area where like
convention center.
Convention center exactly, and it's like a huge convention, like a lot of booths from like all different kinds of things. Not even only gaming; it's like mainly gaming, like the publishers and stuff. But it's also like cosplay is really huge, and what else like card games sometimes. Like there are like lots of things that have to do with gaming, but also like transcend it completely. Like there's a huge market, and people sell stuff they brought, and always like people are running around dressed as their favorite characters, and it's like really a huge place. And kind of the last time I went there was like 2016, I think, because it like with every year it went like more stacked, so you had like longer queue times and people are like waiting so long, so you actually had like one day to go there just to stand in queue to get like your favorite games, and then the second day you run around and actually check things out.
So what's your like average wait time in the queue?
Average wait, I mean, depends on the game. Like there are some like random free-to-play games where you have like 10 minutes and you get like a keychain, something.
Well, let's say like the big games.
But the big games can be like some hours. Like you really have to be like, okay, you be there at 8, you wait, and then you get in, and then you directly rush where you want to be. So you have like to wait 1 hour to test like the newest whatever.
Okay, but 1 hour is like really small.
Yeah, that's like the only play you have, because otherwise, if you just come in late, then you have like 4, 5, 6 hours.
Yeah, FIFA
can be possible. FIFA, yeah,
around
exactly.
4, 5, 6 hours. Yeah.
Again, the first Gamescom, I actually tried out the new FIFA, but then afterwards I was like, okay, it's not that I get so much from trying it out again, and the queue times went longer and longer. Like, it's crazy.
So there's like a hidden agreed deal at Gamescom.
No.
So if you work there,
okay,
you can go to a booth and say like, okay, I work here, I don't have that much time. They let you pass the line.
Oh,
but you don't have time to do that. Like, I never did it.
Okay.
Because I always wanted to do it. I was like, okay, let's go FIFA. We have like these passes, And also, I think they started to do it first hour is only press. Press. Well, because on the press day, everyone is like, it's not real press there. It's
I mean, I was at the press day once.
For like school paper or something or what?
I don't know, but I was at the press day once actually.
So yeah, it was really easy to get a press pass. It was just I write for a school.
Yeah, kind of.
So yeah, I mean that's a hidden trick if you have like an exhibitor pass. But yeah, you don't really have time to do that. Because you can't imagine how packed it is, like insanely packed. Like, what's I think how many people go there? Like 1 million, I think.
Yeah,
it's like crazy, and it's only like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
crazy event. I mean, it was really tough to work there, to be honest. But yeah, but that people stand in line before the event at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
so they like. And then they open the gates and they just rush. They like run.
Yeah, exactly.
Run.
That's the rush play you have. Like you can come really early and then you sprint directly where you want to be.
It's crazy. Yeah. Gamescom. I have so many stories, but I shouldn't share them here. But so you started playing League of Legends.
Exactly.
Was it just you? Did you just go by yourself to Gamescom or with friends? And then
I went with one friend,
and he also started with League of Legends.
Yeah, exactly.
So was that like how did you come back to the game? Because you said you installed it and you didn't play it. Why did you start playing it again?
Not exactly sure. Like I think it was like someone from my school started playing League or already played League and told me just about it, or I think switched from Dota to League, and I was like, yeah, we can play together, right? And so I got back in. And then, I was back.
Okay. So then you started playing, I guess, like normally, just play normals, get to 30, play ranked. Did you start like right away with ranked?
Not really. Like, I mean, you have to get to level 30. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. But then afterwards, I started with ranked, but the season was almost over. Like, I only got 30 games out.
Bronze.
What? Bronze? No, silver, OG. But I didn't get that many games out,
and you followed Esports next to it.
Yes.
So who was your favorite team?
My favorite
favorite team.
My first favorite team. I liked the Alliance team.
That was
2014.
With Reckless or without?
No, 2014 was without Reckless.
And 15 was.
It's
and then it changed the elements.
One.
Yeah,
I mean, mainly just because of like Froggen.
So Froggen is your favorite player of all time?
No, I mean, just to that time, like I was looking up players and I liked how Froggen played, and I just like played the same champions as him.
So you played Anivia all the time?
Yeah, not all the time, but sometimes, yeah.
That explains Mazda, huh? Just farm. Okay, and then what was like your goal? Did you like decided right away, hey, I want to be in competitive esports as a player, I guess, back then?
I mean, I didn't really like try to get in as a player because I felt like it was not that like really my path. Like I didn't took it seriously enough. Like I played different stuff. Sometimes I trolled around. I played a lot with like 5 friends, so I didn't play solo queue. I just played like 5-man normal or something a lot. So I didn't make like the time or the effort commitment to become a professional player. And they just played like fun tournaments on the side. Sometimes later then a bit more serious tournaments on the side when I got like a little bit better. But it was not like that I grinded or I was like, yeah, I'm going to become a pro. Like I didn't have like thousands of ranked games. Actually, I only have like a few hundred in the first few years. I was more committed to like doing school and then coming home and just chill and hang out with friends on League.
So how did you end up sitting here now?
How did I end up sitting here? I mean, I was watching League a lot, and I thought like actually working inside of League could be interesting, because back then there was like no really infrastructure behind the players, and I thought this was lacking. So maybe if I
how did you know it was lacking?
I mean, I just watched people in like interviews and watched like the stage thing and stuff, and it just got mandatory to have coaches in like 2014, 15, I think. So yeah, there was like not that much stuff like you would hear about, right?
And why do you think you could improve it? Do you have like any sports background or?
No, I just followed like the scene a lot and thought, okay, this might be something interesting to do, like to try out, because like if no one is doing it, then
as a coach, so coaching was then
like coaching, maybe something like this. I also like tried out casting actually, like a little bit, and like I casted a few fun tournaments, and yeah.
Okay, then how did you get in contact with Rogue? Is Rogue your first station?
Yes, like I made like my own team, but
what was it called?
It's called Heimadongas Colossi.
Okay, I guess why it that's the reason why it failed.
It was more of like a meme team, and we had like some low rank. I mean, not low rank, but like we played like in German. Like tried to qualify to a German secondary league and stuff.
Wait, didn't you play in this City Master thing?
Yeah, I played in the City Master.
Wait,
thing.
I saw you there.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, but how did you get? Like, who did you get in contact with? Like the first of this org.
Of this org. Okay, so I had like a friend who was really invested like in Rocket as a fan. He knew Fly. And,
so is that Lucas?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think he like talked to Fly about me, like that I'm really interested in esport, and I'm like always watching the games. I didn't miss anything in the games. I watched like LCK, I watched LCS, I watched Europe, China. Like I watched everything all the time.
Why? Just because you were interested, or you wanted to?
Because actually the reason is that I broke my hand, so I couldn't play, and that's why I watched so much.
The right hand or what?
The right hand, the mouse hand.
But I mean, if you can play FIFA with a keyboard, you can play League with a keyboard. It's the same thing.
I mean, for me, it was like I tried to play with one hand, but it was too hard. So during the time it was broken and I had to do like 2 surgeries, I just watched all the time. And this is where I thought like, okay, I watched a lot, and I saw like this esport thing getting bigger, and I would like to be part of that and try that out. So I made my own team, and I went to the City Masters thing just to see like how this looks like, and
that's where you met Freddy first time.
I think I met him before at the European LCS like once, but yeah, and then I later on got like in contact with Fly, and yeah, he was like, yeah, we wanna like try it out something, and sent me like, it was about like, sent me something about some players, like what are your thoughts, like maybe put together like some stats, some reviews, and I will forward it to our analyst, and yeah, to see if you're like good. And actually I think I did a good job, because now I sit here, right? So
for other reasons that we discuss later. No. So when was that? Last year?
Okay, it was when Rogue got into franchising, and they had to obviously build the stuff, right? So that was when they had like another analyst. It was like the head analyst back then, and they wanted to like have another person remote, so they got me. It was like internship thingy.
Okay.
And I just tried it out, and what I basically did was I watched the scrims, tracked like champion picks and stuff like this, helped the other analyst with the main team, and was like last year I actually did a lot with the academy team with Blooming together. Like I sent him different like level 1s and scouted solo queue for him of the opponents, and watched actually academy scrims quite a lot. So when he came up and things like went not that good with the main team, then I also like moved up a bit, like from the academy team to the main team.
So who taught you how to analyze? Did you just do it like the way you think it should be done, or did someone help you develop those skills?
I mean, it was like I always try to like read as much like content as I could, or listen to things like pro said or like coach said or whatever, and try to gain as much input from that. And then I just did it like the way I think it's like what I always think is like what would be useful for that person to know right now, and in what way would you like to have it presented. And I tried it that way, and it was like good enough to get like the entry with like the review of these some players to fly and the other analyst. And then I did it like for the academy team, and Bloomy gave me like lots of feedback because I actually had like not that good layouts and stuff. Like like he helped me to improve that a lot, and to give me tips like how to do things better. And yeah, and
this split is your first full-time split being here, right? Because last split you just came at the end, right?
No, I mean last split I was there for week 1, then I went home for like 2 weeks, and then I came back until the end. Okay. So I had like a little gap.
So it was kind of like a full split already.
So I didn't do the whole preparation, and I didn't do like the whole split in a row. It's just like we had this break for Rift Rivals where teams were on break.
So you already were here for the full split last year. Okay. What did you do like besides this thing? I guess you finished school, and
I just finished like my school 2017, and then I was looking into studying physics.
Okay.
But didn't really like
pursue
go deep with it. I didn't really pursue it, and I was like, okay, maybe like 2018 I give this esports thing a shot. Like with the City Masters, I got like in touch with this company there. They built like esport for like low tier people. Like usually if you're like a bad, like not bad, but if you're like a low level player, you will never play in front of like something, right? But their goal was something like, okay, you can like sign up here, and you can be like a gold player, and you can play like on stage for 1 game or something like this.
Were you a gold player back then?
No, I was I think already diamond.
Okay.
Then I played.
Did you play in the crowd thing?
No.
Oh, okay. Because they had 1 event, I think. I don't know.
No, but that was I didn't have time or something to that event. So.
Okay.
But I just got in touch with them and helped out there a bit, and then later on Rogue came to me and got in talks, and then I joined Rogue in 2019, and I was just like, okay, I stopped studying now and go into
So you started to study?
Yeah, like a little bit.
Physics?
Yeah.
Okay. And did it help like anything from the university that helps you in a job right now?
Not really.
Okay. Okay, so what did your parents say when you said I'm gonna stop studying, I'm gonna go pro in esports?
Yeah, like fully supportive.
Okay.
Like never I do like I explain it, and I gave like my reasons, and as I'm still young, like in this time I can try out something, because I can always go back to study, but like a chance to get into esports is maybe like really slim, and it's just something I wanted to do, and yeah, so give it a shot.
So how is it the difference between working remote and being here?
And it's actually like a huge difference, because the first split it went like really bad with the main team, and with the academy team was quite successful, but everything was like remote, so I didn't actually know Like I send some messages, I send some reports and stuff like this, but I don't know who reads it or when it's like how the word is spread or how to reach people. And also like you're not in touch. Like I was writing a lot with Bloomingen, right? Like kind of a lot, but you don't really get into touch with people and like have conversations or things. And then I came here and suddenly like players ask me about things and can you do research on this? Can you tell me like which runes are best? Can you show me what's for like champions and stuff like this? Like a lot. And then I was like, okay, now I actually get to do interesting things. And I also can come back to them, show them that, explain them that, have a good conversation. And you don't have this when you're remote. When you're remote, you're more like doing spreadsheets and things like this, and you send them and you hope that someone is there who like looks at them and uses them. But it's more like shooting into the blue a bit. But if you're like on site, you can actually like dive in and have like solution based like approach to the things.
Yeah, that's something that I noticed, that the players actually use it quite a lot, because in the past I didn't see players be like, okay, this is useful, you know.
Yeah,
I guess it's also what type of players you have.
Yeah,
and I think our players are kind of really open-minded to it, right?
Yeah, I think like the first player was actually back in that spring split. I was here for like 2 weeks already when I was an intern, and Profit was actually I think the first player that came to me because he was like looking for item builds and runes, and I like helped him to make like most optimal things there, and then you like in touch with more and more players because they thought like I talked with him, so they asked me something too, and then so
okay. Diving into the next topic, because you probably also listened to Bloomigen's podcast,
I did,
where we talked about like in the past analysts were just another term for coaching, right? Because people didn't want to have 2 coaches, right? Because coaching was completely new. So explain to me, what does an analyst do? Like what's the difference between a coach and an analyst?
Okay, so like actually analyst became a like position just like some splits ago. I think it's an actual position because back then, as you just said, it was like a coach that just wants to have a bit less work or maybe like to need a second hand, right? So they get like an analyst type of assistant coach. But now I think analyst is like a position, someone who does research and facilitates like the decision making of players and coaches. So I'm getting like information about our team, tracking it, about other teams, and providing it to our players and coaches in a good way so they can use it in their like daily business.
Okay. So do you just look up stuff that you like to look up, or do they give you like tasks like, hey, can you look up this for us, or can you look up this?
It's both. Like I have like all my own ideas, like my own perspective, what I think is useful and what I observe. I also ask the people and they ask me like, okay, I think it would be useful to have some stats. For example, when the season started, it's like Casper Cup and the Masia Cup are played in China and Korea. So I get like lots of stats from there, what champions are currently played, to get like a first grasp on the meta already. And like some reviews and good ask about this. And then I think to myself, okay, what else could be useful from there? Like in terms of, okay, maybe I can make like a little database where I store like interesting level 1s or stuff like that.
Okay. Can you be like more specific? What do you do like for builds? Do you just look up all the builds that one tricks are doing and stuff like that, or do you calculate how much damage this does? Or
everything. Like I research one tricks in different regions, mostly looking to Korea, but also like other regions, like overall in the world. Just looking what they are doing and thinking, why are they doing this?
Which region has the most creative one tricks?
Most creative. I mean, in terms of creativity, it's obviously like lower tier regions like Latin America something, or Nordic East. Like they have like creative stuff because most of the time it's also inefficient stuff. But they think like out of the box. But I think European, like the thing in general with One Tricks is like they have like the very specific play style on the champ because they play it so much. So often their builds are like flawed in the way that they facilitate their own play style, and maybe their build is not actually efficient. But sometimes they have like really nice ideas of, okay, I can choose this rune or something.
Do you write to the One Tricks and ask them about stuff?
No, not really. I just look up their games and look up their profiles, and then I also do like calculations. I compare like item builds, and I have like a sheet. Okay, these are like how much damage all the spells do, and then how it affects when you buy certain items, when you have the spikes, and how gold efficient are the items and stuff like this. Like,
do you still watch all the leagues?
I still watch other leagues. Yeah.
Do you still watch all the leagues?
All the leagues. I stopped watching NA actually, and
Why is that?
why? I mean, I was watching it like the first 2 weeks and eating pizza meanwhile. Like we had like this pizza Sunday thing going on where I made like pizza and we watched a bit of an ALCS, but it became like a bit, I don't know, boring because teams were like randomly beating each other, and apart from Cloud9, I think the play did not like pick up as much. So I was like, yeah, and also the times are like sometimes in the night.
It's too late, huh?
Yeah, so
Okay, but do you watch the other leagues? Like, do you watch all the single games of LCK, LPL?
I skim through most of the games.
What does it mean, skim through?
Okay, like skim through means I use 2 times play at speed, or I go to specific parts like early game or mid game when I want to like see something. Like I always look up, okay, this team just played this comp or these champions, and if there's something like interesting, I go in and watch it. But I watch like more specific than just watching everything, because the time is like an issue there. If you watch like everything detailed and then you still have scrims and other stuff to do, then it's like a bit too time consuming.
So what do you do during scrims?
What do I do during scrims? Okay, so during scrims, I take notes on things that I think are useful or that the coaches want to be monitored. So like we have something maybe about teleports, and I'm tracking like how we use it, how do we react to it, and that's like something I do during the scrum, because like let's say Freddy as a head coach, he's like doing a review, right? So he's focused on, okay, the whole thing, and get like conclusions there and prepare like the topics to discuss in the review. So he's not focusing on nitty gritty things like maybe how do someone use the wards or something. So I'm like writing that down, doing some screenshots and looking that up. And I also like track all the scrims in terms of like recording them as like a video file with our team comms, so we can always go back and then rewatch it. And I actually have like the comms with it synced up, and then also checking in terms of, okay, put all the like champion data into like a big Google sheet.
Okay, so you turn scrims into data.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there like any interesting stats that you like track that would like not come in mind? Don't be too specific, right? But anything interesting that's like, oh, that's a surprising stat to track, which has like an impact on the performance.
I don't think there is like. I think there's something I can say that would be interesting to.
No. So it's just basic stuff.
I mean, I like traditional things that you hear like on broadcasts.
So what do you track?
Like everything in terms of warding, how much damage runes does, stuff
kill
like
participation, stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, like obviously all the things you can like track from the scoreboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. It's a tough question, but let's go through the positions from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Which stat is like the most important for that position? Let's start with top. Which stats are you looking at if you look at top, and like how you can define that's a good top laner?
Okay, so before we went into the stat topic, like I think stats are like footsteps on the floor, like in snow basically, and you like see the prints on the floor, but you don't see actually like the person who walked there.
But
so
if you're good, you can see who walked.
yeah, you can see who, and maybe you can also use like when or how, but you don't see like the actual person. So there's always like the eye test still.
But if it's an animal and you're like a scientist, you can track down.
Yeah, you track down the animal, when it walked there, how it walked there, if it has like a broken foot or something. You can track things down, but you don't see the actual animal in life. So this is still, I think, the most important part when judging these things. But in terms of stats for the players,
top lane. What's the stats you're looking for if you're scouting for a good top laner?
I mean, top lane is sometimes quite isolated, so you can look at isolated kills and isolated deaths, like solo kills and then dying, and but then you can watch how they do it, and if they die like stupidly a lot, or if it's like deaths to prevent the enemy.
Okay, let's stay with just stats. You don't have any video material or stuff like that, just stats.
Like,
then I mean, you already said it, right?
Yeah,
isolated kills.
Isolated solo kills and
but that doesn't happen too often, right? I mean, in lower leagues maybe, but in LEC it's like a really rare feat.
I mean, it happens sometimes. Like,
okay, but so that would be the stats you would look at.
I mean, I would look at like all of the stats I have, like also jungle proximity, like how much does the jungler go like towards top lane. And you can,
okay, where do you find these stats for, like, I don't know, solo queue games?
I mean, solo queue games, like there are some websites like Mobalytics where you can go and look up these things, but Riot has like a database for the actual LEC games.
Okay, but I think it's not possible to track like jungle proximity in like a solo queue game, right?
No.
So it's just the Riot games.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, let's go back. You scout a player, you can't see those stats, right? Because they're not playing in Riot leagues.
Yeah.
Or is the database for all leagues?
It's LEC.
Okay, LEC. So top laner, you watch for isolated kills.
I mean, top laner would like.
Just give me one stat. I know you look at all, but what's the one most important stat you look at that like has like some kind of correlation to a good top laner?
I mean, obviously, like you can look at laning stats because it's sometimes quite isolated, right? You can also
just give me one stat. I mean, you already did isolated kills.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's also like there's like stats that are like you go to the stats side, you have like these obvious stats that are tracked, right? But then there's also stats you can like create yourself. We have like, okay, how many times does this person actually survive ganks? Like, can this guy like outplay? Or...
Do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this, like creating your like own metrics in terms of, okay, you see how many times, like how much pressure this guy like drags from the enemy team, right? Like, so how many times that he puts people to his lane without dying.
Okay. But you can only do that, I mean, if they play in like Riot leagues because you get all the numbers, right?
No, you can only do that if you like watch yourself.
Okay, but let's say we don't have any video material, it's just stats. So top lane are isolated kills. What about junglers?
Junglers. I mean, kill participation, I guess. It's
okay. Mid laners?
Mid laners. You can have like really different approach to how you play mid lane. Like I think these stats will more tell about how the player plays, maybe. But like, look, you can have like a really good experience 10 or CS at 10 advantage because you're like good at laning. It can also mean that you just sit in your lane all the time while the other guy maybe roams, and you never roam. Then you will obviously have advantage in XP and CS. Like,
so what would be the stat that you look at?
I mean, I would not look at the stat to judge the player.
But if that's the only thing you have,
and then I did a poor job, no? Like,
okay. So analyzing, analyzing is not just that.
I think the main point of it is not that you can analyze and pinpoint player down by its stats.
But like, isn't that if you also like involve video material, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that just more like a feeling, like a scout thing, and not like analyst thing?
No, it's you can actually, if you have the video material and you analyze it and take screenshots and actually count things how they happen, especially if you can watch pro view. If you can't, then it's a bit difficult sometimes. but then you can like create, as I said, your own metrics and how many times this player like roams on certain waves or like does things successful, how many times he forces something by himself without having a teammate to influence it, or how many times does someone need like a push out in his lane because his wave state is like messed up.
But isn't this difficult because if you only have like the match as a broadcast format, right?
Yeah.
You don't see the lane 24/7.
No, you see it sometimes. You can see the minimap, so you can like make the judgments from that. But obviously, Pro View would be better for that. But you don't actually have the broadcast to watch it. You like can get to the replays of the thing. So I would like for LEC, for example, I would not like watch the broadcast if I like go into deep scouting. I would like get the replay files. The waffle files, and then I drag them into the client and go into the replay, and there I can see everything. I can go to every point, and then I can like kind of create like my own metrics on how often this guy needs like help to fix his minion wave state or something. But this is like not a stat I can like tell you. This is like what you would like to hear. Like this, like okay, this striker strikes like every fourth shot or something, so it's a good accuracy or something. Like it's a bit weird to treat it only by that stat.
Okay, so if you recommend something, how much of it is data and how much of it is feeling?
How much of it is data, how much is feeling?
Like feeling / experience.
I would say like 50-50.
50%?
50%.
Really? Like experience and feeling, like you feel like this is good.
I mean, it's like if you see like the same pattern over and over again, you kind of get like a grip on it. So,
but
like,
you have it on data as well, or not?
Yeah.
So it's not a feeling because it's based on data then again, or not?
I mean, the initial thought is based on things that I like tracked in the past, but then I also have like if I do that so many times, then I also like get a feeling like while I see through the replays that I see things like more often, and I can already like without writing things down feel it. Then I obviously track them down later, but I already have like initial thoughts really quick then, because it's like okay, I already seen this one or that one.
But how do you test yourself? Like sometimes maybe you have like a assumption, you know, like okay, this is a good thing to look at to track something down in that specific field, right? But it's just it doesn't need to be correlated, right? It can be just like a cause for it, right? How do you like ask yourself, okay, is this something like, I don't know, it worked like maybe 5 or 6 times, you know, and then one time you tracked it down, it should have been this way, you know, the data shows you like, okay, the data is correct, right? It should have been this way, but it's not like this. How do you like test yourself? Like
you mean like in terms of player behavior, or?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you have to think about like the thought process behind it. So what the player does in the game should have like thought process involved, or like any way of behavioral pattern involved. So if you review that and it's like correct most of the times, that player have like certain patterns they use, and it's not correct then one time, maybe that is like not a break to the rule necessarily. Like it still stands its own point if it's like correct 6 times, but the 7th time it's not correct. So like if players do something multiple times in a row and then they change, then you can ask yourself, why did they change in that moment? Like, does it, like League has so many variables, and does it have to do with champion, right? Does it have to do with something? Like if you play a different champion, then all your stats can completely shift into different directions, right? So this is why like pinpointing one stat for all the things is like not something that actually makes sense. That's why I'm so confused initially. But to talk about more, it's like you have like more, okay, I have this idea, and I maybe have like a stat, and then I look up through it, okay, what's behind it? And then you watch the game and see if you have like can reach a conclusion there, or if you can make out a pattern there, or if it's just like based on one game or like one single instance.
Besides analyzing, you also have like different jobs, right? You also a smoothie maker.
Yeah, obviously head of smoothie making.
So, what's the best smoothie recipe?
Best smoothie recipe.
Give us the best smoothie recipe.
Okay, so here's what you do. You take your favorite berries, like it can be different one. I like raspberries, and then you mix them with coconut milk, and it's like the basic component. You can also add mint if you like it, and a bit of like wild honey, and then when you have this as a core, you put it into the glasses. Then you can use mango and banana and make like a cream out of it with a bit of like milk or like whatever you like. Like a substitute milk, like almond or like oat or something. And then you create like a little cream out of it and put it on top. So you have like a little mango banana topping. Yeah, that's I think the best recipe.
Yeah. How many times did you already do that here in office?
Many times actually.
Is it the favorite of the players?
Think so, but like we had kind of some weeks where I did it too much because like we always ordered like the ingredients right. So some weeks like we ordered just the same things again, so I couldn't do variation. And it got a bit boring. I had to mix it up with like different ideas. So I always like I think the best smoothie is the smoothie that surprises you, like, oh, I hadn't had this in a long time, or that, oh, that's actually like something new that's really nice. Like for example, 2 times past week I made like these lemonades where I like you saw me when I like put sugar into the pan and heated it, and you thought I'm like they are totally stupid. What are you doing there? But it had like thought process behind it. So
all right. Which player drinks smoothies the most?
I would say inspired. Like sometimes you're asking like for an extra smoothie. Like I already keep that in mind and make like one spare one. So if everyone drank a smoothie, then there's one left, and inspired's like, hey, can I take this? And then yeah, that's for you.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the actual events. I guess we can talk about the last 2 weeks since we didn't have an episode last week. So we played Fnatic, G2, SK Gaming, and Schalke. So
yeah, we did.
We played top 2 and bottom 2.
Yeah.
And we'll
exclude Vitality, then it's bottom 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not actual bottom 2. Okay. But yeah, bottom tier. And we lost all 4 games.
In case we did.
Huh?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. What happened? Analyst.
Okay. I think every game had like different points where we kind of lacked to show something which we how do you say it? Okay, so I think every game had like certain points where something went wrong, and we usually like on the stage cope with these things, and on the stage games we kind of like came back from certain things, or we also like didn't make some of the like really small nitty-gritty things inside of the game that like maybe about missing experience level 1, for example, in the one game in bot lane because we got invaded, and then suddenly our Aphelios is like behind in XP, and it's like hard for him because he always fights like level 1 versus level 2 versus level 3, and usually we think of that lane as like the strong lane we play around or something. Then it's like really hard for us to play, and maybe because like there's so many things going on right now, like the COVID-19 thing, it's like changed a bit. As we are not like driving to the studio, it's like not the same routines as we build up through like this year and past year. So the routines have kind of changed. We try to keep it similar, but it's hard. So like you're not like going out that much, like it's a bit repetitive maybe, and we also try to mix it up for us and for the players, but maybe just like the environmental change made us to not cope as well with mistakes there.
Okay, but I mean every team.
Yeah, every
has
team
this problem.
Every team has this problem. I think
like
there's some teams. I think I think there are some teams that play better like online. There's some teams that play worse online, because if you're like veteran player that played on the stage for like a lot of years and isn't like used to online play anymore, then you're like, oh, what is this? Like something like that. But if you have like maybe some players that feel uncomfortable on stage but really comfortable from home, then they have like benefit from it. Like I think Schalke is, for example, a team that always looks better in scrims than on the stage, and suddenly they beat us when it's online. Like,
but don't we also look better in scrims than on stage?
I would say
that's what all the players say.
Yeah, I would say we just play like a little bit different than we do, and we haven't shown this scrim rogue in the past 4 games. So
okay, but then I mean that argument is also not working, right? Because if we also play better in scrims, we should also play better at home, right? Because that was your explanation for Schalke.
I mean, it can have like a lot of different reasons. Like I don't exactly know, but that's just my assumption that, for example, when Schalke players maybe feel more comfortable, so they can play better. But
talking from the mind of a fan, right?
Yeah, talking from the mind of a fan.
This team should be top 4, right? This was the expectation from the team as well.
Yeah, it's a fair assumption.
Yeah, shouldn't we just beat those teams, even with those like circumstances?
I mean, yes, you can be like this and say, okay, you always beat the teams below you, but I think actually every LEC team like, lost to teams below them, like also the other teams in the side of the playoffs, and we have like did a good job to reach the playoffs, so we get another chance to show you. And like I think the past 2 weeks we're working really hard and working really based on reaching conclusions, getting the level up, and getting like more of the scrim rogue out on the weekend. So
okay, but based on the results, this is not the case, right? Because we're losing.
I mean, many teams lost to G2 and Fnatic, right? Like
sure.
And then you lose to SK and Schalke. Obviously, that's like not something we are happy with. But other teams had like 0-2 weeks as well, and it's how you cope with it and if you learn from that. And I think we do like a lot of effort right now to do that. So.
Yeah, but like for fan, I mean, it's kind of worrying, right? Because teams should peak at the end, before playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Since playoffs are important. What would you tell a fan right now? Like, they're like, okay, because based on the results, we're going down, right? But of course, the schedule is the thing, right? But yeah, I mean, this was an expected 2-0 week, if you're gonna be honest, right? So what would you tell a fan about like the team right now? You know, like trending wise.
I think the team in general is in a good state. Like we are adjusting more and more to the online play, like because it is like difference if you play a scrim and if you play like this official game from home. There's a difference, and there also is a difference to play the official game from home or from the stage in the studio. So there has to be like many adjustments, and we had like different ideas to how do we tackle this, and we tried different things out, and some things show that they actually work well, some things didn't went so well, so we reflect on it, and I can tell the fan that everyone puts his utmost on effort to cope with these things, and we are like fairly confident that we can show a good picture again.
Okay, I'm gonna be like a rogue fan, okay?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is for me a bad excuse, right? Because every team has to play online right now. So can you give me like a sensible excuse why we lost to those 2 teams?
I mean, they were just better on the day. It's just like this. It's competition. Like there's like not a world where one team cannot lose to another team. Like maybe there are like 60 days out of 100 you win against them, but in 40 days you don't. And our like plan is to make sure that we have more of the good days than the bad days. But the bad days happen, and it can be like small mistakes from us, from our side, how we play, how we judge situations as coaches and players. And those things happen, and if they add up, then we're also a beatable team. But we also can be a team that beat others, right? So just like before the online play happened, I think we showed some fairly good games. So.
Okay. Moving on to this week, we have Misfit.
Yeah,
it's a do or die game. It's a BO5. How does the preparation change from BO1 to BO5? Is it different for you, but also for the team?
I mean, for me, like as an analyst, usually you have 2 teams and you play them in the best of 1. So I have like 2 teams to scout in like 1 week, and I have like Portuguese remote analyst Vanish who helps me with that. But we tend to prepare these things during the week and then have them like ready a few days in advance, of course. And if you have like only 1 team, then you can obviously use twice the amount of time to scout, to research, to prepare for that. And also you play more than 1 game, so you can actually prepare like more than 1 strategy, or you can prepare for more than 1 side. Like if we already like know that we play blue side, then we like prepare for like blue side game on Friday, then we prepare our draft like this, we prepare our level 1 like this. But for the Misfit series now, we have to prepare for both sides, and we have to come up with draft scenarios for both sides. We can come up with level 1 with maybe something there, and how do we approach these games in terms of having more than 1 strategy within a best of 5, so we can adjust and have like different options.
Are you going to collect data on the fly for the BO5?
Yes, I will have my computer on the whole time and be like as close as possible to the game, and have everything that's like notable. I will find like I will try to figure out and get a way to present it to the players between the games. Like we're already in talks on how to do that the best, and already like there has been talks with the players. Okay, what you need, what you want, and I think we're preparing really well in that regard, and it can make for like preparing for playoffs. The examples from last year, for example, where we had like really good preparation with suppliers because we knew kind of what they want to play, and we knew what we want to play, and then we made like plans how this add up both together, and we practiced those over and over again throughout the weeks, throughout the week, and think we're aiming to do similar.
So if we would have played in the studio, would you just stay in the office so you have a computer to do those data things, or would you still come to the studio?
There are computers in the backstage area of the studio.
So you would stay there and watch it from there?
I would watch from there, and our remote analyst will stay active anyway. So we have like 2 people working on that and preparing that during the game. So once the game is over, players can come backstage, and if there's noteworthy things, we can give that to them. But most is done to like watch a lot of tape right now, watch a lot of things the enemy team can do, scout the solo queue accounts, and then get like a grasp on what we want to do as well.
So the extra days are actually kind of nice, right? Because we play on Sunday.
Think so. I mean, I've like kind of more time. It's like sometimes a benefit, sometimes not, because if you have more time, then you can also start overthinking things or like redoing things, and maybe it's good to have them like the first time. It's like you just have to get out now, so it's like, okay, snap, this is the decision I make now. But obviously in terms of scouting, it's like, okay, you have more time to do things. Maybe you can reach more conclusions, maybe you can dive deeper into what kind of strategies we prepare or what an enemy prepares. So
do you talk to other analysts from other teams and share like information with them?
I mean, like sharing information like during the year is like not the thing. Like I know some analysts from other teams, like for example who's like now at Excel, he's the assistant coach now, Mapash, and I talked to him like in off season, but not like during the
So you don't like, what do you think about Misfits? Is there anything that you found that...
I mean, no, don't think there's something happening like this, because I mean, everyone is like working on their own things. I mean, maybe if you're like, I could go to like other region something, but they don't necessarily watch LEC that much. So yeah.
How good is our read on the meta?
Our read on the meta.
The split
in general. I think overall we had like fairly good grasp on what we want to play. I think we sometimes the first people to bring out certain things. Like we were already really prepared with the earlier Kalista, for example, and when the whole league got shut down, we already had that in plan, and not every team was already on that train of thought. But also like feel like our players are really open-minded to try out new things. So if there's something coming up anywhere and it spreads, then our players will pick it up. And yeah.
What happened in the famous Soraka week?
I
Based on your view as an analyst,
I don't think this Soraka thing needs to be talked about that much. But in general, what happened was that we thought that giving up Soraka to G2 is like something we can do, because then they have kind of like a comp where we know what we expect, right? Like it's with Soraka is not really side laning. Like she will, with the side lane, she will group a lot, so we kind of know what's happening there. So if they play that, we know what their win condition is, and we know what our win condition is, and we can execute around this. Didn't work out like that, but yeah. And I think afterwards we had like the conclusion that if we play better in some sequences, we can beat G2 that day. So there was like not a need that Soraka is a big issue, that we need to ban it versus Mad. And I think we made like this decision, and it turned out to be bad because we lost like 2 games to Soraka, right? But otherwise we can also like play sequences better to also win the Mad Lions game. I think we had like a huge lead.
I think we had the biggest goal difference.
Yeah, I think we had like the biggest gold lead
at 15.
At 15 during that game, and
during the whole split, I think.
Yeah, like, during that game we had like the biggest goal lead, and we can kind of close that out from there if we play better, and then the Soraka is not a topic to be talked about, right? Like example, the other way around, like the game for versus G2 was kind of close as well. So the story can be, okay, Rogue lost to Soraka 2 times, what a joke, but it can also be like, okay, Rogue beats G2 and has Storm's Mad with the biggest gold lead, and it's the other way around. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with this gold difference,
like result based on analysis a bit.
I guess on this gold difference, people could say like they should have closed it out, you know?
Yeah, of course we should.
But yeah. And I guess with the Soraka was like a ticking time bomb, right? If you don't close it out fast enough, she gets really OP and late.
She does, but you can still play around her strength. Like if you made the map really wide, then Soraka has kind of an issue because she can't go side alone. And then the enemy team needs to find a way to get into group situations, like a dragon or something.
Yep. So Sunday, what's your guess how we're gonna end up this game in a score?
We're gonna end it up.
How are we gonna play Misfits score wise?
Score wise. Okay, so I think we're 2-0 versus Misfits within the split. I would make an optimistic 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe they prepare something that has like a good shot versus us, but I think overall we should win, and we want to win, and we put in everything we have. So like
Did anything change around the mentality and environment this week because it's playoffs?
I think people are really hyped about playoffs, so this gives like a bit of extra energy, like to focus throughout the whole day, to have like even good focus in the later games or when you play solo queue after. And people are really talkative. This is also something that like went on during the split. like it started weeks ago, but people are more and more like having conversations with each other about different topics to like get how do we get better at something. And
so the players weren't too down from the 0-2 week last week.
I mean, it blows a bit, but we're still like, we made the playoffs, so we're here now to show this, and we're not thinking about like what happened in the weeks before. We're thinking about like how do we get to the best point we can right now, and yeah, that's the main focus. And having playoffs on this thing is like super hype still, even if it's not like offline in the studio. So everyone is like excited to put his energy and his effort, because like if you don't put your effort right now, it's like it's still last week, and then you have off season, so you can just go all out right now.
The other playoff matches, what do you think? Who's gonna win those? So it's G2 against
Matt
and
Fnatic OG.
Yeah, who's gonna come out on top of those games?
Okay, so I think G2 is gonna win. I think if G2 does not get surprised by something, by like Matt having like a really wild aggressive thing going on where they get ahead early and something, but even then G2 will come back usually. So I think G2, I would say 3-0. And my prediction for Fnatic OG, I would say Fnatic wins 3-2.
So no upset.
I mean, OG has upset, but they won't upset Fnatic.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So yeah. So you think we're gonna meet Mad Lions if we win against Misfits?
Yeah, like the procedure, like when we win, if we win, would be that we play Mad, and if we win that one, then we would play OG after. I think that's the most realistic scenario for me right now.
So what's the realistic placement for us?
Realistic placement? I think anywhere between 1 and 6. So wow. let's choose.
Okay. Can we delete this podcast, please? Which place are we gonna end up?
I think 4 is realistic to reach. Above that, there's like really difficult road to go. But I would say if we perform as we expect us to perform, then 4th is the thing we see.
Is BO5 better for us compared to the other teams?
I don't know how other teams cope with BO5, but I think BO5 is something that is good for us, as we can like adjust and have like more than one shot and things. I think it's good for our mentality.
Okay. Then thanks, Nico.
You're welcome.
Or Blueknight. This will end the episode. Thanks for everyone that's listening. Please leave your comments and reviews. And maybe see you next week.
Yeah. Bye. Bye-bye.